Hey, welcome to the Lifetime Physique podcast or the YouTube channel, depending on where you're watching. Today, I'm joined with my client Jimmy inside Made for More. Um, Jimmy's going to talk to you today about his success so far inside of the program, some of the fantastic results he's achieved, but also what specifically inside of the program's helped him to achieve that, and also give some valuable insights to you guys so that you can, take some of his advice, implement it, and get some results for yourself. So, Jimmy, welcome, mate.
Hello. Well, thank you.
Welcome to me as well. Welcome myself. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, thanks. Yeah.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. So let the listeners know a little bit about your background. So who's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy from? Does Jimmy have a partner, kids, etc.? Just allow
Yeah.
the listeners to gauge a bit about you, mate.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm from Telford, Shropshire. Just turned 40 this year. I currently work as a Class 1 HGV driver. I'm married to a wonderful woman, and I have two young kids with the same woman. Due to the family and my job, I live quite a busy lifestyle.
Okay.
My hours for work are quite high. I probably average between 65 hours a week.
Well,
I'm working 5 days on and then I have 3 days off, and that just continues in a pattern throughout the year. But with Christmas coming up quite quickly now, my hours will probably increase a bit due to the stores will obviously sell a lot more food than normal and be a lot busier than normal.
yeah, got it. So you're a very, very busy man. You've got kids, you've got a wife, you work a busy job.
Yes.
Obviously I know, but so the listeners are aware. Remind me where you were when you started the program. Yeah, tell us a bit about yourself before you joined and how long you've been part of the
Yep.
program for.
So I joined the program a couple days after my 40th, at the end of June. And prior to joining the program, I was weighing in averagely at 85, 86 kilos. Obviously, that wasn't me regularly weighing every week or every day. That was just here and there. Um, Due to my job, I was very tired all the time. When it would come to my days off, I'd have quite a big lack of energy and motivation to want to get up and do anything. And eating, that was really bad, in all honesty. I'd probably go through three coffees during a shift to try and survive. Um, I was eating food that had no nutritional value to myself or my body in any way. And I think also due to a lack of energy and a constant feeling of tiredness, I was probably quite grumpy and moody as well. Although I do have my moments of being hyper still at the age of 40, which annoys everybody else in the house.
Got it. So you've said like where you were before, you were tired, your energy was really low. I remember that being sort of a key thing for you when you joined. So talk to me a bit about how that tiredness, that high fatigue, and then really low energy levels were impacting you, obviously in work, but also out of work too.
Yeah, so in work, I'd probably have my first couple of days where I'd be okay,
Yeah.
and I'd sort of get through the shift all right. But then once I was hitting maybe my third shift, this tiredness would start setting in,
Yeah.
and I'd then find myself driving with windows down,
Mm.
trying to obviously make sure I stay awake. The last thing you want is crashing because you fell asleep at 44 tons.
Wow.
Um, and I think, like, at home, the wife would ask me to maybe do something around the house, like a DIY job or something, and it would just take me ages to do it,
Mm.
partly because I just didn't feel like it. And I think, again, that was down to the energy and the tiredness. Um, and then because I was so tired come the end of the week, I would be grumpy at home. So I'd be snappy and have a go at others when they probably didn't deserve it.
Mm.
Um, and I found as well that if something annoyed me, I'd hold on to it and I couldn't let go of things, and it'd take me quite a while to let go of things.
Okay.
But that now has reduced.
Mm.
I am doing more around the house and my energy levels have improved.
Good.
I would like them to improve more,
Mm.
but as you're aware and we've already discussed, sometimes I only get a 9 hour rest in between shifts.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to fit sleep in and prep my food for work and go to the gym before work, obviously that then affects my sleep as well. So
Of course.
unfortunately, that's one that we just have to sort of, I suppose, deal with,
Part
as
of the
there's not
job.
much I can do about it.
Yeah, like you're taking control of the things you can. Your nutrition's massively improved. Your is still a focus in comparison to before. You're exercising regularly, but of course, doing so many hours and having so limited time outside of work, it's hard to fit everything in. So your mood was down. It's fair to say that relationships were being impacted by your health and your fitness. Talk to us a little bit more about that if you don't mind briefly.
Yeah, not at all. So since since joining the program, my wife has said herself that she's noticed an improvement
Mm.
within my moods, that I'm not flying off the handle so quickly.
Yeah,
I'm not holding on to things that annoy me so much.
yeah,
And before, it would even be just the smallest of silliest things that I'd go into a rage about, and then I'd hold on to it for probably a lot longer than I should have.
yeah.
But as I was saying, that has all improved. Um, I'm trying to be more active with my kids as well, which has been an improvement there.
Good.
And having a young teenager presents challenges sometimes, and I've actually learned to control myself more with that.
Great.
There's still definitely room for improvement.
Of course.
I think there's always room for improvement,
Yeah,
but I
definitely.
am on the right track.
Good. So before joining, you were struggling a bit with obviously your moods, your energy. It was impacting your work. It was impacting relationships with your kids, your wife. What gave you that? Because some people, Jimmy, will be like, yeah, I know I need to make a change, and then loads of people will know it, but they just won't take action. They won't invest in themselves. They'll wait for later, or they'll put it off. Why do you think you were different and you decided to actually go, you know what, I'm going to invest and I'm going to do it?
Yeah. So prior to meeting you, I had already joined a gym, and I did start going regularly, but then, obviously, as you're aware, my dad was involved in a motorbike accident, so I was helping my mom
Yeah.
look after him.
Yeah.
Um, and basically, when it came to the gym, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I didn't know how to use the machines in there properly, how to lift the weights properly, etc. And then nutrition, that was still the same back then.
Mm.
So there was no real benefit there. Um, So obviously I knew that I needed to make changes. I just didn't know what changes to make or how.
Okay.
So then one day I'm scrolling through Instagram,
Mm.
um, and I came across a video from your Instagram page,
Yeah.
and the video caught my attention. I watched it.
Yeah.
I liked it. So then that resulted in me clicking on your profile, watching some more videos, and then we started chatting,
Yeah.
and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, brilliant, mate. So, yeah, but what specifically? Because loads of people do that, mate. Like, loads of people will view the content, follow the page. But what I haven't got 7,500 clients, right? But I've got that many followers. So,
Yeah,
what, and all of them, like all the people I speak to, want to make a change. What do you think separates your mentality and what gave you that like edge to go, you know what? I know I need to make a change. So many people know they need to make it. What made you actually go, I'm going to make it. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to invest financially. I'm not good, and you're going to take action. Like, what made you do that?
I knew that I needed someone to guide me.
Okay.
I knew that I needed someone to tell me this is what you need to do and this is how you do it. And then obviously having the consultation calls with yourself
Yeah.
before signing, um, and you explaining how your program works and the fact that you do it in a way that you hold people accountable.
Yeah.
After discussing that with my wife said that would be good for you being held accountable
Yeah. Definitely.
because then you'll make sure you do it.
Hmm.
And basically, those were the factors for me deciding to take the leap
Yeah.
and put my trust in you and invest in myself.
Brilliant. Good. Glad to hear it, mate. And yeah, as they say, like you said, the rest is history, but the rest isn't, people don't know what's gone on. So let's
No,
talk through
yeah.
that. So from when you joined, what, nearly 5 months ago, talk me through the success you've had, and let's hear it.
So when I started with you, I was weighing in at about 85 kilograms. This morning, for the second day in a row, I've weighed in at 74 kilograms.
Brilliant.
Um, and another thing that has been a big help for me is one of your sayings being fact over feeling,
Yeah, yeah,
because I look down obviously at my body or in the mirror,
yeah.
and I personally don't always see that it's changed.
I don't know
But
how.
then because you get us to do the progress photos,
Yeah,
I think that's a really good thing because like you say, fact over feeling. I then look at my photo from the first one that I did with you and
yeah,
then the one that I did last week, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually, there is differences.
100%.
Things have changed. Um, and for example, um, obviously I mentioned to you a little while ago about wanting to have visible abs. And
Yes.
on the last picture that I uploaded for progress photos,
Yeah.
there's actually a sign of abs coming through.
Brilliant.
I do think I maybe need to lose a little bit more body
Yeah, of
fat
course.
for that, but it's kind of it's a good feeling being able to look at that progress
Mm.
visibly in front of you and see that actually, yes, there has been a change and things are improving.
100%. 100%. Love that. So your weight's dropped, which is incredible. You're over 10 kilo, 11 kilo down, 12 kilo down, sorry. And like visibly, I've posted the photos on Instagram, so check it out, Jacob's
Yeah.
coach. You'll see the progress photos and they yeah, like absolutely crazy. Fantastic progression. So physically you're doing well, but let's talk a bit more maybe about the habits that you've built, the habits that you have now in comparison to before the program. Talk us through the habits that you've managed to build, mate.
So one of your challenges on the app is movement is medicine,
Yeah.
which is where we basically hit the step target that you've set,
Yeah.
and then we post proof of that in the community group chat.
Yeah.
And so that has helped me quite a bit, because it's a case of, before I probably would have just gone, oh, you know what? I just want to chill out today. And I'd probably just sit on the sofa, doom scrolling on my phone.
Yeah.
Whereas now I will force myself to get up, and I'll take the dog for a much longer walk than I would have before.
Yeah.
And in doing so, I've now realised that, because where I'm living, there's like a big pond and there's some woods around, etc., that you can walk through and so on. And I've now realised that actually there's more of that that I haven't seen, that I
Yeah.
didn't know was even there
Yeah.
prior.
Definitely.
So that's a big thing, because it's getting up and getting out there and moving
Yeah. Yeah.
and doing something, not just sitting and being lazy on the sofa.
Mm.
Um,
Build the
Another big improvement, I think, is when I first started going to the gym, I had no confidence, and I was probably nervous each time, not knowing what I was doing, and obviously not progressing on the exercises. Whereas now I feel far more confident in tackling any of the machines within the gym. And obviously, our last discussion, you changed a few of the exercises on my training program. And rather than being nervous about trying something new, I
exciting.
was able to just get on with it and try and implement the tips and advice that you gave me.
Love it. Amazing. And question, Jimmy, is a lot of people will tell me, no, I need a personal trainer because I need someone to show me how to do it. We've done this all online. How have you managed to build confidence with performing exercises safely and doing it correctly without having me there in person?
So, on the app that you give us to track the training and food, um, you upload the training program on there, and then you've got little videos on each exercise,
Yeah.
which explains to you how to do it. And then obviously you've been recently doing your own videos explaining in depth how to perform the exercises. And I think that as well has been a big help.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it is you've also got that form video chat,
Yeah. Yeah.
where we will record ourselves performing the exercise, upload that into the chat. You then review it and say, okay, this is what I want you to do next time because it's not quite right. And
Yeah.
this is how you can perform that exercise better.
Yeah.
And again, whenever you give advice on that, I'll go in and I'll look back on the chat to check what tips you've given before I go back to it.
Yeah.
And then I will do my best to obviously implement that. And I think it works really well,
Yeah. That
even though it's, as you say, online and not in person.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm glad that you're getting the value from that, and obviously your confidence improved. You're performing exercises that are a lot better. You're hitting PBs. We're tracking it every single week. Obviously, your progression points through the systems on the app, which is great. So, what other improvements have you had? You've progressed in the gym massively. You've built good habits, which is fantastic. Your weight's dropped 12 kilo. What about the problems you were having before in relationships? Have you started to see improvements with regards to them?
Yeah, 100%. Um, I think the best way I can put it without going into massive detail is, um, I've received good, positive feedback and compliments as to how I've improved, whether that be that they've noticed that I've lost the weight, and that I'm looking better, or that they've noticed that my mood is better. And as I was saying before, that I'm not flying off the handle so quickly anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I'm finding that I'm being able to control my emotions better. Obviously, your program, it isn't just going to the gym and doing exercises and eating this food because this food's better for you.
Mm.
You also do a lot of talking about mindset.
Yeah.
And I think, as you say yourself, that is actually a really big part of it. And you don't actually realize how important that is when you go into this program.
100%.
But the mindset talks that you give and the positivity that you try to instill into us,
Mm.
I think is an incredible feature on the program.
Good.
It's probably the biggest change.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, I'm so glad to hear that, mate. That leads nicely onto what I was going to ask you. Because I've seen that change in you as well, not just physically, like visibly, you can see the difference. You've lost the body fat, you're getting stronger in the gym. But like you said, mentally, you handle situations better, like better relationships. If something gets you down or something stressful, you're less reactive and more in control, which is great. That leads nicely onto what do you feel like? Let's say we put it down to two or three parts of the program. What two or three parts of the program do you think have helped you most to achieve the success that you've had?
Definitely mindset.
Mm,
The mindset is definitely the one. You say a lot, make the hard decision today that will impact on the person you want to be tomorrow.
yeah,
You also mention delayed gratification,
yeah,
that you're not going to get the ripped body of an athlete or a bodybuilder straight away. It takes time.
yeah,
That also has been a big part of the mindset.
good.
It's remembering all the things that you say, and then when you feel like you're not progressing or things aren't going well, you then take a moment to look back and realize that all the mindset things that you do with us, actually, that's a big improvement.
Mm,
um the training, I was actually quite nervous about the gym, whether I was going to enjoy it, etc. But I would say that actually I am loving it,
good.
and um, it's helping me, both the mindset and the training is helping me build my confidence more in myself. And I've always been told I should have more confidence within myself by a few people. And I now realise that they've been telling the truth all along,
Yeah,
because where I was nervous that I couldn't go up another weight, I've actually surprised myself that no, actually,
okay.
that was okay. Maybe I can go up another weight.
Yeah, yeah,
And so you push yourself further than you thought you could. And I believe now that actually I can go even further than I am at the moment.
brilliant. Love that. What about the community as well? Because you fit like so well into the community. Talk to me a bit about how that's impacted your journey.
I think that community is a massive, massive credit to yourself,
Thank you.
purely because every client you have is in that community group chat. And it's not just yourself that we're necessarily getting advice from or help or tips. Sometimes it's other clients that are within the program.
Mm,
And then if you're having a bit of a down day and you say something within the chat, there are so many people in that chat that are brilliant in the way of lifting you up again, because everybody will be, oh, don't worry too much. we're all here to support you.
Yeah,
We'll help you through, etc.
yeah,
Um, and the positivity within that chat is just amazing.
mm, yeah.
It's a really good community to be a part of.
Good. No, glad to hear that, mate. And no, look, your journey so far, because think about 4 or 5 months is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but the success you've had in such a short period of time is absolutely fantastic, mate. Jimmy, tell us and tell the people watching, what's the future got in store for you?
So the future for me is um I've recently found myself in a bereavement situation, and I found myself saying that I'm going to do something that's physically active to help raise money for charity.
Brilliant.
That is something that I probably would never have considered before. And that is probably something that somebody would have had to have asked me to do.
Yeah,
And I probably would have ummed and ahed over it. Whereas um, this time, a few people have said that they're going to do such and such, and I've just been like, I'll do it with you.
brilliant. Love that.
And I think again that comes to the confidence as well.
Yeah, no,
And
incredible.
in all honesty, um, obviously at the start I got off to a little bit of a slow start, didn't I? And I think it was more getting my head around the nutrition and implementing that, and getting to grips with the going to the gym, etc. And I've surprised myself how far I've come,
Yeah,
and I didn't think I would be this far at this point.
yeah,
So I now realise that, well, the clue's in the title of your program, that I am made for more.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not trying to be big headed there or
No,
too
no, no.
cocky, but it is definitely a big um life changing thing to do.
Yeah, 100%. No, I love that. And Jimmy, final thing, mate. What would you say to someone who's on the fence to join in?
Take the leap. I would definitely take the leap, because my main thing that was holding me back from taking the leap and investing in you and in myself
Yeah.
was basically um mostly the financial side of it.
Mm,
But once I sat down and worked through my finances, realizing that actually I can afford this,
yeah.
that obviously my missus did give me a little bit of a push as well,
Mm,
but I am glad that I took the chance,
brilliant.
because it has impacted on my life in a positive way.
Yeah, love that. 100%. And it's interesting when people say, can I afford to do it? But when we flip it and we say, like, you 5 months ago, can you afford to not do this? Like, where do you think you'd be if we were having this conversation now, but you hadn't taken action on the program?
I'd be in the same place.
And how
I
would
would
that be?
100% be in the same place, because I didn't have a clue what to do in the gym. And now I feel confident that I can go and challenge any exercise in the gym and be successful at it.
Yeah.
Um, the other side of that is obviously, due to my job, I potentially could have ended up falling asleep behind the wheel.
Mm,
And that then potentially could have been me not coming home to my kids and my
yeah.
wife and the rest of my family.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and anyone else that could be injured in that as
Yeah.
well.
And
So
yeah,
it's a big,
and
yeah,
that would obviously, that would horrify me if
mm,
other people got injured because of me.
yeah. So you really did take action, and yeah, and here we are, like you said earlier, mate. The rest is history. So, um,
Yeah.
Jimmy, if people want to find you and ask you questions and get a bit of advice from you, or see sort of a bit more detail around anything specific we spoke about, have you got anywhere where anyone could find you?
Yeah, sure. I'm quite happy to give out my Instagram account because that one isn't necessarily a very personal one. So that one is trucker underscore James 85.
Brilliant. Love it. Okay. Well, Jimmy, massively appreciate your time, mate. Buzzing with your success. And yeah, I look forward to doing another one in 6 months' time and seeing where we're at then.
Fantastic. I look forward to it too.